Hi everyone, TARDIS Guy 123 here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the third Doctor story, Carnival of Monsters. Now this is quite a controversial story, I think. Some people really like it, and some people really don't. Now, beginning with the premise of the story, it's basically the Doctor and Joe. This is the first time the Doctor is able to use the TARDIS properly since the War Games. He has used it in a couple of stories before, but that was under the control of the Time Lords. He hasn't been freely allowed to use it until now, since in the last story, the Three Doctors, he got given his dematerialization circuit back, along with all his knowledge and whatnot of Time Lord and, well, TARDIS technology and everything, which had been blocked from before. So it's interesting because of that. It's a 4-part story, and basically, Doctor and Joe have travelled off to a what they think is meant to be the Spree, which is kind of a running theme with the third Doctor in a way from this point onwards, I guess, because he finally gets to go there in the Green Death, and the whole story revolves around that planet in his final story, Planet of Spiders. So it's quite unique to the third Doctor to be the Spree. Yeah, so he tries to go there, and he thinks he's out, and he thinks he's there, but apparently they're on a ship bound for Chicago. But actually, but then a dinosaur shows up, and they realise they're not, but they're in a miniscope, which is this device that was banned by the Time Lords, which basically miniaturizes things, houses them in its own environment inside the machine, and uses it for entertainment purposes. And yeah, so that's quite interesting. We also get this idea that there is a big other empire. I think Lermans are humans, or what they call humans. I don't remember what. Something beginning with T, I think. But yeah, I can't exactly remember who or what they were. But yeah, so it's kind of interesting. We got another race that looks exactly like humans, or very similar to humans, and then we got these other weird grey people. Now, the visual style, at least on that planet, well, the whole thing's set on that planet really, but it's just something so tongue-in-cheek ridiculous about it. Because I mean, you've got these strange grey masks which really don't work whatsoever. But then for the upper class species of that planet, you've got grey face paint, which I think works a lot better. You've got these weird silver presents coming out of this ship, and I'm not sure, it's just, I think when people think of classic Doctor Who, that's the kind of, not new fans necessarily, but when a casual viewer of the show thinks of classic Doctor Who, that's kind of the image that their mind instantly jumps to, I guess. He's quite tongue-in-cheek, I guess, ridiculous in a tongue-in-cheek way. But yeah, I don't know, it doesn't really work for me. It's also interesting that you got almost 2 stories going on, because you've got the story outside the miniscope of the circus people, Vorg and his assistant, trying to show these species entertainment and whatnot, and they've got the whole thing about them possibly being kicked off the world and faking stuff and whatnot, and bringing illegal creatures and everything. While meanwhile, the Doctor and Joe are stuck inside this place. Now, also, there's the Jashigs, which I think work very well in their contained area, just as those puppets and whatnot. I think they work very well. Once they get outside, and once they get CSO'd in, They look a bit off, to be honest. They just don't look right. And yeah, that's that. So I think the mystery is good in part 1. That's quite interesting. And yeah, the resolution when the Doctor finally gets out is, well, is quite good. There is it's quite fun. It's quite funny. It's not exactly dumb for laughs. It's not a pure comedy, but it's got quite a lot of comedic elements in it. The Doctor often, wait, no, I'm not going to talk about that. Sorry, not sure what I was going about there. He got quite, well, often quite bad CSO. There was a moment of brilliant CSO, and one of the rare times that actually works perfectly, which is where Borg is basically just sorting out the circuits, and you just see this massive I can't think of the word for the device, whatever it is, but this massive sharp object just come down, and you hear it very noisily, but really it's just him tapping it onto the circuits. But to the Doctor and Joe, it could kill them because of the size of it compared to them. So yeah, I think that is one of the examples that CSO can work if done well, and there it was done very well. So yeah, that's that. I think overall, I think it flies past. It's quite a good episode, very enjoyable. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but it's enjoyable, and I think ultimately that's what any story should be. So 7 out of 10 for me. I think it's a solid 7. You know, some elements could have been far better, but some elements could have been far, far worse. So yeah, that's pretty much covered everything, and I'm going to end it off there, and I'll see you all next time. Bye everyone.
The void beyond the mind, the empty space that circles time. I see where others stumble blind to seek a truth they never find. Eternal wisdom is my guide. I am the Doctor. Through cosmic waste the TARDIS flies to taste the secret source of life. A present science can't deny exists within, outside, behind the latitude of human minds.